Now, okay, you're one of the few artists from the UK who's managed to make noise in the States. Why do you feel that sometimes you have to break America first before they actually acknowledge you in your own hometown?
Well, I won't say that. They acknowledged me in my own hometown with 1980 with the first album, so I never really had that as a problem. The reason I went over there was simply because they were the only ones who would give me a deal after the 18th day. You know, there was so many record labels and none of them wanted to sign me.
Did you go? Did you have
I went to about 4 or 5 labels and all the big ones, and it turns back around that I get signed again, but you know, the same way, but just from the other end. You know, to the same label that turned me down. So it is what it is. I think God shuts a door in order to give you a bigger blessing. You know, he shuts one door and you might think, well, oh my God, no one at home appreciates me. But hey, listen, you found a whole new appreciation around the world, and your home still loves you. I couldn't wish for anything better. You know, I don't take it, I'm not bitter, I'm not upset by it. I'm more like, God has a plan and I'm just gonna stick with it. You know, figure it out.
But when you actually were in those meetings, what was the actual... What was
the vibes?
Yeah.
I mean, I would play the music, they got it, but they were just like, well, you know, I think part of it was money, part of it was, it's never been done before. You know, what she's trying to do, cool, 1980 was great. And then it was the perception that I wasn't writing my songs. You know, and all the producers would be out there saying, yeah, but then, I mean, A&Rs talk and, you know, they have their egos. So there was this whole vibe and energy that, like, oh, well, she doesn't write her songs and there's not really any quality because she's not going to be here for long because we have to get writers. And I was out there writing 1983, Go Gone, all these records, I wrote them, you know, and they were all big records out here. So I think it was just like the confuddlement of who's this young black girl that writes her own songs, is doing all these unexpected things and she don't look the part and she ain't playing ball with us and I don't want to be in business with her. You know, it was a lot of real just ego stuff.
Isn't that a bit blackballing in a way?
I'm not even blackballing, more just like, I wouldn't say blackballing, that's not a correct term, because I was definitely having meetings. It wasn't like people weren't taking meetings with me. And they were considering it, it just wasn't the right terms to do it, you know, in their terms. And it wasn't the right terms for me. I got offered a few deals, I was like, really? Come on, seriously? What? You know, and the independent thing wasn't as amazing as it is now. You know, Dizzy didn't exist at that point as an independent artist. He was signed to a label at that point too. So, you know, they didn't see the value in me having my own label and them signing me and my, you know, that kind of thing. So, it was a lot of things. It just so happened that, and it did baffle me a bit because I was like, but you have someone who just won about 12 Grammys attached to the projects, which was John Legend. And you still don't see the value, you know. But thankfully he did, you know. And I ended up going to Atlantic, and I think their focus over there was just music. Like Craig Cowman's he's one of the music men, you know. He follows in the footsteps of Ahmet, you know, as far as who started Atlantic Records, as far as it's music first. Make them songs that make your spine tingle, you know. And you make those records, let's sign you, let's go. I met him right before he died. Again, and you could, you know, it was the same energy you could see between him and Craig, and I was like, I want to be here, I want to be at this label, you know, and it happened. They went tooth and nail and fought and got me and talked and paperwork out. That's partly what took a few years to get that record off the ground. It was like 3 years of paperwork, 3 years of lawyers talking. So, you know, and it gave me time to record the album.